Hey, I'm Carlos Garcia, and today we're going to review Joseph Magnus Cigar Blend, 4 different batches. So I have one that's a batch under 100, one that's between 100 and 200, 200 to 300, and one above 300, my newest one. And just to see if they're getting better, they're getting worse, if there's anything to do with like the early ones were better. So we'll see. The proof points are around the same. They are different. One of my bottles is completely scratched off, so I have no idea. I'm going to have to look it up. But for the video, you guys will know. Usually I put the bottles, but since all the bottles are going to look the same, I'm just going to put the batches and proof like underneath the glasses so you guys know what I'm drinking at all times. But first, let's do a giveaway since it's already past 72 hours for the Booker's giveaway. So shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. This is for the Booker's 2-ounce samples of Booker's 2501 and 2404. And the winner is Crafty in ICT. A newer person, because I only put this name in there a couple times so far. So, Crafty in ICT, if you see this, email me and I'll get you those samples. Email's in the description. All right, let's get into the nosings. All right, so before I get into nose, so I was looking this up before. So when I was looking at this, I was trying to do this video a while ago, and then something else. I did another video instead. But when I was looking up like the different batches, I noticed that Master Blender Fraley, Nancy Fraley, the nose, recommends that you open the bottle, take a small pour off the neck, and allow the bottle to aerate for an hour or more to fully appreciate the intensity and complexity of the drain. So I did that. So I did that earlier because all of these were brand new bottles. So I let them aerate for a while. I poured them and I let them in the glass wait for like 30 minutes before I even started recording. So they should be well aerated. So glass A. Lovely. I'm actually curious to see how different any of these are actually, but boo. So this nose was so good, and then it got a weird note at the end. So it's bright red fruit, oak, and like milk chocolate. Smelled delicious. But then the more I nosed it, like a chalk dust nose or note started coming in. Yeah. Well, it was really good in the beginning. So let's go to B. So this is kind of like a roller coaster on the nose. So it was it was kind of similar to the A, where it's bright red fruits and oak. I didn't get that chocolate note, and I didn't get the chalk dust note. What it did on the back end, though, on the nose, was started to turn those bright fruits into like dark fruits, like the figs, raisins, dates, and even dark cherries. C on the nose. Okay, C starts off darker right away. Those dark fruits, oak, and then I wrote cherry sweetness. There's definitely like the sweet undertones in it. This is probably my favorite nose so far. Let's go to D and C. So D was light. I'm sure I cut off all that stuff going back and forth, so let's make these videos quicker. But I was going back and forth a lot because I wasn't getting a lot on D, but now going back to B, it's like a, yeah, I still get it. But it's like a good hay. It's a hay note, but it's a good hay. Good hay. I don't know. A is like now dark chocolate. It's crazy how like they change. Okay. D is nutty, which I didn't get nuttiness on any of the other ones. Nutty oak, like a wet peanut. This is my least favorite nose for sure. Let's see if C still is my favorite nose. Yep. All right. Let's drink. Not gonna lie, I did not like that first sip. Let me give it a second sip. I don't like this one. I don't know what's going on. Oh man. All right. Just in case you guys didn't know, I love Joseph Magnus Cigar Blends. That's why I have 4 brand new bottles I opened today. I've gone through probably 5, 6, 7 of these bottles over the past few years. I love smoking cigars with them. I think it's a wonderful pairing. And this is the beginning of what I'm going to do, like a series on the best cigar, blend, batch, cut, whatever. If it has cigar on the label, I'm going to compare them all. And this one is just to see what's my favorite Joseph Magnus. And then I'm going to put that one against other bottles. And then eventually I'm going to take my top favorites and then pair them with cigars and see how they actually pair with cigars. But my goal over the next couple of these videos is kind of see which is my favorite cigar blends, blah, 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 blah. But this one, did I tell you notes on this? Probably not. I probably said I didn't like it. So the only good note was like strawberry Laffy Taffy, and it was a little bit of it, but it's astringent and it's like watered down oak. I don't like it. Try it again. Third sip wasn't as bad. It's starting to get a little bit more robust, I guess, the flavors, because everything was just seemed like watered down and not that good. Got a little bit of cherry on the finish, but the mouthfeel is not that good. It still feels like watery down, which, and if you weren't aware, so all of these are straight bourbon whiskeys finished in Armagnac, sherry, and cognac casks. Just to let you know. And I'm noticing that the proof is much higher on that one once we get to it. Let's see. I'm going to a one more sip. It's not bad. And again, I didn't say this, but the price on these is about $180 to $200. So not cheap, but they have older whiskey in it. Plus they have multiple finishes. So, you know, it's a premium bottle. They used to be a lot harder to find, but you kind of see them sitting on shelves nowadays. I'll come back to it. I'll, you know, go back and forth at the end. Let's just go to B and hope for something better. B definitely looks the darkest. I don't know if you guys can see that, but B seems the darkest out of them all. Wow. Very figgy. Raisins. Wow. Very dark fruits heavy. Plum sweetness. Like a Fig Newton. Wow. This might be the, so those are obviously very, very different. The mouthfeel right away when it's went in my mouth. I really like comment section. Was much, much thicker than A. Much more viscous. But the profile itself, way different. Dark, dark fruits. But there's that sweetness from like fig jam and raisin jam. That's not a thing. Oh man. So that's a good. It kind of, the finish didn't linger that much, but it was an explosion of flavor. That's good. Definitely some oak. Again, the finish doesn't linger very long, but there's definitely those dark fruits and oak. That's very prominent. That's good. I like that one. I like that one more than A for sure. Anyways, and what I'll do is I know there's like tasting notes for each exact batch and everything. I'll throw those up here to see if I even close to how Nancy Fraley describes these bottles. I'm sure I'm not, but it'd be fun to see how far off I am. Yeah, these noses very good. That one was different. So if anyone say that none of these are the same, these are all very different. So this one was like bright fruit right away. So peanut butter sweetness. This one's definitely proofier than the first two, because that proof makes it linger for a long time. And then it turns into darker fruit on the end. It's not as intense dark fruit as B, but this one's just a little bit more complex overall. But let's second sip. I can see this one being a little bit too oaky for people, because you definitely have like the dryness of the oak on the side of the tongue. Give it a third sip. That's good. I got a lot more cherry that time. So I got bright cherry in the beginning, and I know I said dark cherry or dark fruit at the end. That bright cherry came back again at the end too. Still going. The oak and proof is what is the backbone of this sip to me. And there's some, bright fruit and dark fruit kind of intermingled. There's no spice on any of them so far. Even this one, it doesn't drink proofy, but I know it's proofier than these two based off of like the experience, but it doesn't drink proofy at all. Let's go to D. That was actually way better than I anticipated because I didn't like the nose so much. But it's dark fruit, toffee, oak, lingers a little bit. I think this one's the highest proof out of them all. This one kind of went back to like over here where it didn't linger that long. Second sip. Yes, a second sip. So this one is the roller coaster experience that I want, but it's the kiddie roller coaster. And I've said this before, where it's a lot of different flavors, but it's not like in your face and something else, like all over the place. This is more like, okay, here we have some dark fruit, here's some oak, here's some bright fruit, here's some vanilla, but it's not like extremes. It's like a kiddie roller coaster. So that's a good sipping experience, but none of it's like in your face, intense or anything like that. But it's good. It's much better than I thought it was going to be based off the nose. Yeah, same. So kind of going this way, it's weird because they're all very different. But I'm curious now because this one's, they're all different. I'm trying to say like this one's like something like that, but all four are uniquely different. And again, this would be like, what profile do you like better? Do you like that intense dark fruit? Then whatever this one is, it may be right up your alley. You know what I mean? If you don't like that, maybe this isn't right up your alley. So I'm going to figure out which one I like better today. So I'm going to take a break, drink some water, come back, and I'll do this off camera so this video is not too long. Well, I went back and forth a little bit and got a couple of new notes. So let's just go through them real quick. So in my last place, surprise, surprise, this one, which is the newest batch, 371. I scored that a 2. Did I get any no notes on that one? I did not. It just continued to be my worst. These three are all really good. This one, not my favorite. So is that because it's a newer batch, or is it just because it's this batch? Because as we saw today, every batch is very different. So I don't know. So then in third place is this one, batch 231. But all these were good at any given day. And I might actually do just a video on these three with cigar because they're so different. And I think the pairing of the cigar would also impact this as well. So we'll do a little experimentation eventually. A new note on the nose was it was smoky, which I liked. I like smoky scotches. So, but again, 3.5 on the batch 231. And then it came down to the two oldest ones. And in first place is the oldest one, batch 57. So the batch 57, the oldest one out of this lineup, it became really, not really, but it got a lot more nutty notes when I was going back and forth. And batch 161, so I scored the 57 a 4, and batch 161 also got a little bit more nutty. I scored a 3.75. Very unique batches, so I can kind of see why people would say like the newer ones aren't as good as the old ones, just if they had like maybe one batch from back in the day, and they had a new batch, and the profile was just different. You know what I mean? Because each of these were different, and it really would depend on what you're liking that day in that moment. So, but the worst one for me was the newest batch, and the third place was the other newer batch. So I don't know if I proved that theory or not, but, and I did like the oldest one the most. So I don't know. Maybe there's something to it. I don't know. But let's do a giveaway. If you want 2-ounce samples of all 4 of these, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment with the hashtag J. Oh boy. JMCB. Hashtag JMCB. Lord. So that's that. Let me know what your thoughts on Joseph Magnus Cigar Blend are. And don't do nothing stupid. And if you do, don't get caught. Bye.